Yo, hi guys, here we are to a quick review of some hands. We have here recently now the shorty with the fun stuff of don't ignore 100% signs. I have had a very bad session and yeah, here are some red hands which you can see. One thing, we will jump right into the action, but I think we have to explain first for a short moment the abbreviations. Moment, here, click them on so that we can see them, but it's too big, so during that video we will not have it. If you want to pause the video now for a short moment and write it down, you can do it, but mainly the upper line is pre-flop and the second line is post-flop, the flop itself and some other stuff. Let's click here the guy here with 500 hands. Here we can see it best. We see here now the abbreviations, and the guy has, for example, VP and pre-flop raise 38-3. That is his total number, so I would call that red start. You see me all the time doing a light red color on them because of that low raise and a big play number. Then comes the 3-bit number, and on another poker side we see the smart hut, but that has always no 4-bit number. And what is the 3-bit number without a 4-bit number? Yeah, sure, I would like to see the 4-bit number and the aggression in total. This is with these abbreviations a little bit easy to see, but as I said, it's too big here for this review stuff. So now come to the flop. It is the second line, more I don't use. If I want to know it more exactly, for example, let's click here that player, then I go to the turn. If I want to see kind of stuff like that, or if I want to see river stuff, then I would just quick go here and take a look. For example, I've had 54 chances to do something at the river and did something 24 times, 24%, 1/4 of the time, sorry. And now let's see it with these abbreviations. It is here, for example, continuation bet, raise continuation bet, that is a total number, that is a total number 2. If I want to know it more exactly, then I go to the flop. This is what I'm doing while playing pretty quick. For example, we see here the guys have had the chance 4 times to do it, did it 1 time, 25%, or here we see it have had 13 times to see bet out of position, and he did it 31%. So in position at the moment, it looks like the guy likes to check back. Whatever, we have here MCBI, that is a step number in position. It is a total number versus missed c-bet. For example, that guy, then we go here to flop. If I do it during the session, then I take a quick look to that. Versus missed c-bet. In this case here, 9 times have had the chance to do it. 56% he's doing that. So quite often we could say. And 3.3 is anyways not a little aggression number. Here, for example, we see on 41 hands, the guy here with an aggression of 6.0. I clicked that player before, let's take a look together. He have had 2 times the chance to do something and did it 100% of the time so far. And if he continues to do and have aggression like this, then I would definitely attack it. Just keep in mind, the upper line is a pre-flop line and the second line is a flop line. And if I want to see some things like steal or turn and river stuff, then during the session, just click it. Let's switch off the abbreviations and then we can start with the hands. And I'm super unhappy with that session, how I played it. It was yesterday. I lost almost 8 stacks, or 7.75 stacks. So something like this. I was at $50, and you can see here on the left side, under that little black box in the stream, it would be the chat. It is here at the bottom. You see it. I have there now 19,715 hands, and I was at $50 and now it's at 35.42. All is fine, all is good. It is a close number, that is plus that what I have had before. I mean, and if that $80 is there, which you can see there, then NL5 is to play. And for sure, yesterday I thought about it will be pretty easy and just get the next $10, and then we're at 60, so NL5 comes, no? So, and then after all these winnings, I maybe was too greedy and thought I anyways win everything. No? So I completely started to ignore the guys and just made my thing, and that is always a disaster. Here now you can see at the left side bottom a lot of red numbers, and that is a green number, but I'm still unhappy with that hand. The player we will play is this one here, Keption. And the thing is here, what we see here with that player very quick is he has almost no aggression. And let's click the player. Then we see here something at the flop, pre-flop number. He have had in total so far on his 141 hands. No? We have 141 hands on that guy. 44 times the guy have had the chance to 3-bet and did it 0. Nothing, no 3-bet. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And here the 4th number is the 4-bet number. In this replayer, that what comes now is including that. So the 1.6, the 4-bet, the one chance you have to do that maybe. Let's take a look at that. Raise continuation bet. I've had the chance to do that 6 times and did it 1 time. Now let's come to the action. Let's see the hand, and then you see why I'm unhappy with that hand, because I simply did exactly that. I ignored whatever. So it comes to a limp, and the guy sits on the small blind and raises now to 4 blinds. I see that player and think to myself, yo, that is pretty nice. I can't call him now, because then I would have position to the aggressor, and the other guy who was almost no blinds, I can just ignore, no, right? Yeah, good. Okay, I choose the 3-bet, and the guy here, that guy is with that 3-bet all in automatically, so limp caller is all in, and now that guy jams. And I have here queens. If I have kings, then I maybe can say, okay, I would beat queens or jacks and some stuff, ace king suited and so on. But if that guy have had, as we have seen pre-flop, 44 times the chance to 3-bet in 141 hands, okay, that can be, it's possible that the guy still have had no ace king suited or whatever, but hey man, there should have been a big hand or this or that. He's trapping a lot and did not much so far. So, but I choose to call. And now for this hand we do it that I just show you the hands before the outcome is. For other hands is more important. Yeah, I'm sure the guy has aces, man, with that numbers. I mean, no aggression, as I said. He have had no 4-bets and has 0 in 3-bets. I mean, the guy never donks, or he has no steal, so that is a bottom line. So here you have seen now what I was facing when it comes to that all in. One of the queens, here you say, oh my lord. Yeah, I can be super happy because I got lucky in that one, but I'm super unhappy with that hand because I completely ignored that here. But as I said, I was at $50, I got 25 stacks, so there were just 15 stacks to do, and I was absolute in my mode, shame on that. So, and with some hands, I am happy, that is okay. That is kind of review. It's not only for don't ignore the fun stuff, shorty, which I just made. Sometimes it is just variance happening, whatever. But here comes now a hand. It gets pretty interesting too. As always, we play here now NL2, so we want to go up to NL5. So for sure we have here lots of limpers, and I raise here to 4.5 blinds. I have here 2 guys, so for that guy I would do 3.5. Plus another one, 4.5. Here are the 4.5 blinds in total. So we are going here to the flop always. Yeah, fantastic. For the first player checks, that guy donks now. That guy quickly calls. I remember that call was so quick that whatever. And here I think to myself, you know what, you both never I will accept here anything. I have an open pair. I'm pretty strong. Maybe I need that spade in the end, but yeah, what can happen? What can happen? That can happen. The first player, we have here 500 hands on that guy. And the thing is, here, the fourth number, so the second last in the bottom line is the donk bet number. And we have just almost 500 hands on that guy. But that is something. It is not nothing. And it is definitely more than what you have with the smart heart on another side. Yeah, there you have very often just 100 or 200 hands. Here we have something about that guy. And not only that the guy is almost never donking. He does not raise his c-bet. The second number here is a 0. That means he is not raising continuation bets. And here we see a donk bet. At that moment it was a 6%. So the guy is not donking flops. So we go here now to the flop. Here is the donk bet stuff, which we can see. He donk calls. Yeah, for sure the guy donk calls in that case. Or sometimes he's donk raising. But these two things, these two chances he has here is in that here. So we will see the player 2 times ignoring me something, which is it is just bad. But I won so much and so quick, and I did these and that right, and yeah, that is not an excuse. It is just bad poker, and that's it. There's another channel, Carrot Corner on YouTube. He's explaining a lot on a higher level, we could say, and he's not doing that in his videos anymore. But I mean, sometimes I will use that sentence now. Sometimes you just don't deserve to play. And I mean, if you ignore here that fact that the guy has, man, look at that aggression. The aggression is almost non-existing here. Just 10% in raises pre-flop, 2.8 in 3-bets, no 4-bets, almost no aggression. And then the guy starts to donk at that flop, and I have no better idea just to jam. I mean, come on. What do you guess the guy has now? The flush draw? A guy like that will call the flush draw. I mean, yeah, you can be sure about that. Yeah. 2 pair? Yeah, 2 pair as a protection here with the flush draw, maybe. Could be an option. action, or that is simply the only thing you beat, because if the guy has ace 9 or top pair top kicker or king 9 with a decent kicker, the guy will just call. So if I see bet, and would I choose to see bet here if in position, if it comes check check? No, I would check back, but that's another thing. So I have no better idea than to do this. And sure, the guy will show us what? Yeah, nothing else than that. And here the guy indeed was pretty strong with a top pair, with that flush draw. It is here in total 300 blinds, and at that moment I was losing that. And after that donk, the number still was 6. With his second donk, he is showing us here, yeah, at the flop, he comes then to that 7. I mean, come on guys, if someone has so many hands, at least 500 in it, then it gets more critical if the number is that low. No? So if there is a higher number, let's say they come to 33% in steel or in dongs, whatever, then it really starts to get interesting. Then you can talk about an attack. Yeah? If they are on a cutoff, they are on a button, and they are raising and raising and raising, and they are maybe lower than 25%, then take a little bit care of it. But if they come to 1/3 or more, then it must be an attack in some kind of way. So you have to play that then, not before. So here I ignored the player. The name is Fuka Zapam. Whatever. Let's go to the next. We don't want to make it too long. So we have here pocket 9s, and indeed I don't know exactly what happens. Moment, I maybe know and see it if it comes to the hand. Oh, it's with 007. Yeah, I know what happens. No, I know it. We see here the big blind, limper, and then a min clicker and a min click 3-bet. Okay, let's see here the numbers. So we don't want to ignore whatever. No, we want to get the better. So we see here almost no aggression, but we see here quite a lot 3-bets. No, we can say, and we have a 3-bet number here, a total of 7.2. Middle position stuff, and that is kind of middle, I would say. We have here 10, then we have 7.9, and then on a button, interestingly, low. Small blind is low. And small blind and big blind and button, I get bigger. Okay, up to you guys. We come to the flop. Yeah, no? But we should not forget, it is a min click 3-bet spot. Yeah? Here's the first caller. I'm the cold caller. Then the guy here overcalls, and the next overcall from that initial raiser. So we see a check, and now he makes that 2/3 pretty quickly. And I can think now for myself, does he really has an overpair? Or do I want to see another bet on that turn? In this case, you know, I want to see another bet at that turn. I must have it. So let's get there, come to the turn. And yeah, the turn is little bit unfortunate. We complete here a 4-liner. 5-6 is anyways there. A nice hand too, and 5-6 suited indeed would have, you know, more outs, no, to completely outdraw me. But in that case, I still have then full house chances. But it comes now to a low bet. Oh, what the fuck? It is just 25% or 24 or something. No? So, well, just might. Well, what would you choose? You can let me know in the comments what you would choose here. He's rounding the pot, by the way, to $1. No? So it's not exactly 25%, but a round pot. So it's not doing much here, or they don't do much. And I choose to call for whatever reason. Now the river is a 6, so the single 5 is arriving here. Any 10 is here, and queen 10 suits, for example, just a min click pre-flop. But now he elects to almost pot. Yeah, this is what I'm doing at the rivers with my strong hands. Always 2. I choose almost pot. That they have one option, which is what? Yeah, going all in with the rest. Put it in, you know what I mean? So he really tricked me good into it, I must say. And for sure the reveal is what? Yeah, any kind of 10. Ace 10 suited, ace 10 off indeed could have done this. Queen 10 suited, king 10 suited, whatever you like to play. Yeah? What they say on YouTube very often? They don't 4-bet enough, so 3-bet. But kind of min clicks, yeah, good, okay. So my big mistake was, I think, here at the flop, because I have had in my mind to raise big here. So that comes, let's see it without my call. Then the pot is now 56, and I would definitely raise to 80 or 90, so almost 95, so that it comes to almost, let's say 46, 48 blinds I would do. We see here 28 blinds, so kind of doubling the pot or something. So no, I'm not doubling, but I would raise pretty big, so that there's only one chance and one option for that pocket 10s, and this then to go all in, and then it would be no problem to see that. No? Then it is a variance question. But in this case, I feel absolute guilty, because he has one thing too. River bets, 59 chances to do something at the river. Here in that hut, it is including that what we see. It's not really much, and if the number is 50 or 60, I mean, hey man, then just jam, or 75 or so. Yeah, but it is indeed less than a third river actions. I would say an ignored spot. And I don't like my flop play. So here I have 9-8 suited. I raise. We see one caller and it comes to the next, which is doing what? Yeah. We see here 67-4 on 74 hands now with that guy. The guy is at 120 blinds and here is a pretty good stack. I'm at 130, 132, whatever blinds, 131. We can kind of doubling on both. So even that guy has 120 blinds and is min clicking. So I choose to call and the first caller is doing the same. So we come to that flop, a check, and that guy then quickly bets half pot. So see my flush draw, other cards can come too. For sure, there can be 3s and 5s and here 2 or whatever. So the guy super quickly calls. So that bet came quick and that came super quick too. So let's go to that turn because I have nothing to do, I think, then just call. And here I see now a third spade coming and think for myself, hey, that's pretty cool. So I check and that guy quickly bets almost pot. Is rounding the pot too. I love to do that too, as I said. So, but here the thing is now, you see here 247. We don't talk now in blinds, let's talk in money, whatever. We see here a 150. If I just call that, it comes here over 220, whatever. And if I just call, I drop down to 170. So something like this, no? Roughly. That means that I even do not have a full river bet if I want to do something jam or whatever I do. So, and the guy can have just the big draw. How I come to that idea? I mean, we see that is a red number, so I will lose the hand. So that is not a spoiler. But the thing is, I mean, yeah, it is right. If I just call, I do not have a full pot size bet left. This was during play where I think for myself, you know what? Hey, if I call that, and I can also jam it, because if here is the ace of spades, queen of spades, the high flush draws, they will never fold. And maybe the guy indeed has just a top head or kicker with a ace king and has then the ace of spades in it, no? So that is what what I definitely beat or where I'm ahead of. And yeah, I thought, yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, super cool idea. I did, and then the guy has a nut flush. So he just called me pre-flop. It was that min click 3-bet stuff. I choose to call, and that guy comes along and just traps it, we could say. What is here the warning sign? Yeah, look at that. 0 3-bets, 0 4-bets. The guy loves to trap. So let's come to the next. So I have here an ace jack. Okay, I think I remember. Yeah, I do. The guy here has at start of hand 120, 121, whatever blinds. So I have ace jack, ISO raising, get here from a 76%, no? On 17 hands, not full stack. There's definitely an action guy. I'm happy with the flop. Yep, we see an ace. I was ISO raising, check, and now comes the one big blind donk. The thing is that my raise with the donk is pretty high because many guys have big donk numbers, and yeah, with all these must donkers, they have lots of folds, and sometimes they are good, but not that often, we must say. I play, we could say, tighter style than these both guys, and so I very often have a reason to raise the donkeys, right? In that case, if that happens, I make it always pot plus bet. We see here what? We see here at 24 altogether, so I choose here to make it 25. That is my raise here to the situation. And the guy quickly donk calls. Here we can do a thing. We can now take a look to the guy. He's donk calling so far. 100% in this cases. Yeah, we have only 141. 64 hands, so that does not mean much, but it is what it is. He's donk calling, so quite often. It comes now to the point that many players just don't fold. So we see very often a very high donk fold number. Their donks very often get through, so they do it consistently, but it's what it is. Here we see now a check, and I choose here a big bet. I still have that ace. It can be a flush draw, another ace, whatever it is. And I have a pretty strong ace, I would say, with a decent kicker. So I want to have all of it if possible. Yeah. So, and it depends for sure on the river, because if the river is now a diamond, then it is absolutely not a clean card. The guy chooses to donk call flop and chooses here a call too. So if the guy has a flush draw, for sure I would slow down on a diamond, and if he would just donk call in now, here's 150 into 190, we are talking about here almost 100 blinds in that. So, and the guy, yeah, the flush draw blanks. And we have trips, no? We have trips. What do you think? Yeah, what we should not ignore in that case, maybe that. 0.6 aggression is almost nothing. There's almost never a bet, whatever. Let's check the river that I would do during this session here at 25% in 24 chances to do that. The thing is, I come here now to the point that I think came on. I beat lots of other ace stuff, or ace 8, ace 10, ace 5. Whatever. So the guy can indeed have another trips. Lots of them I beat. And maybe I got trapped here by ace queen, but sometimes he will have ace deuce or ace 9. And that guy has a 0.6 in it. So it should be or will be something strong. And he shows us ace deuce. And here again, if you like to let me know what you think. I mean, he has almost no steal. 17%. Okay, just 64 hands, but almost no steal and almost no aggression. That is the thing. Let's go to the next. So here we have queens. That's good, right? And we see here a forced blind. That is always nice. So I choose a higher raise because I'm out of position. So I do not do 3.5. I put 1 on top because of that out of position situation. And the forced blinder, look at the numbers. I knew at that moment that he is a wild guy. Here now, I'm sitting out of position and I don't like to c-bet out of position. So my c-bet out of position is quite low. And I have lots of check raises on lots of boards and all that stuff. And this is exactly what comes here in my mind. Check raise, super hard, super big. We see here that the guy has anyways just 5 blinds. And whatever the guy is choosing, just do it. And here now, I think, wow, moment. The guy can snap, as it was almost a snap, yeah. He pot bets here so quick. I should check raise, right? Yeah. Don't ask me why I did not. The thing is, yeah, we come to that turn. It's not only an ace, it is the third club. Yeah? And now the guy, again, just under pot is doing that. And I think here for myself, you know what, you anyways don't have it. I ignored here 1.3 aggression, 17 steal. The guy is not stealing much. He's for his own stuff, not c-betting so far. Well, not so much, and yeah, I was losing some spots and pots, and the guy anyways has lots of hands, and yeah, here I'm just guilty, and but at the moment of playing, it was not feeling like tilt, so that was not there, or that I have here to breathe, so then I would just switch off the session. So let's come to that hand. So I see here from my guy 95 hands, bigger number, so definitely a whale. He's not full stack, that is one thing. I choose here to 3-bet. I want to be alone, and especially I want to have position. And you know, we see here quickly a guy cold calling with 67%, so no, and but a high 3-bet number, so the guy would have some stuff, but so whatever, we come to that floor. Not bad, right? So let's take a look at the donk bet. It is the second last number here at the bottom line. So 45, including that hand for sure. It comes to the 45. I talk now a little bit quicker because I want to go through all the hands that it does not take too long. No? So, and the guy donks here something like half. As I said, if I choose to raise a donkey, then I see here now my nut flush draw. The guy anyways has not full stack or full stack. So before the bet, it's yeah, 45 blinds. Here are behind, 23 are in the middle. Thought for myself, you know what, whatever you have, I have my nut flush draw, and so then let's go with that. At that moment of revealing the cards, I saw the king, but there was one queen in it, and if you are interested in how much percentage I was facing at that moment, I thought about that I am somewhere over 40%, maybe whatever the guy has. He can have a flush draw too, or maybe including here with a straight draw stuff, no? Then okay, it gets maybe a little bit dicey, but in this case here, I was super happy with my decision, but all in all, not really, because it is under 50%, no? So, and get it in bed is getting in bed. Now good, I play very often a flush draw, not flush draw like that. Some people don't like it, but I cannot erase only my sets, and that is a good solution to do it. And I anyways thought, you know what, that little stack, get it in. So we could see then this. So next hand, wow, king 9 suited, no, looks good, right? Here, good, okay. That hand is just in it because it's one of the bigger losses in, you see it in red in that session. But the thing is here, look at that, 87-49. I have seen so many stuff from that guy in just these under 40 hands. The guy is super crazy and wild and is doing whatever and a lot. So let's come to, okay, I choose to isolate that guy, and the guy has indeed a6 in that moment of flipping the cards over. I'm with that hand from these losses. That's the only hand I'm happy with. So let's go to the next. Here now we have jacks. So far so good. Let's come to the action. So I choose here what? Yeah, for sure. We have here 3.5, 4.5. I'm in position. I choose 4.5 to raise, and we get 3/4. So 4 ways to the flop. Do you remember the other flop? It was 6-9-3, the same spot. We can say, naja. In that moment here, I face here again a donk, very little, but if I see that, so the 46, I should raise something like that. So I choose here in that moment 52. It is minus my bet net. Take a look at that. Pot plus bet. We come to that. We see here that stack. It is a little more to get in if it gets in. So yeah, here can be flush draws, sets, whatever. No? Pretty crazy stuff. And here, for example, 4-5 of spades or crazy stuff indeed comes in. So at least the straight is arriving at that turn. So the guy quickly checks. I choose to check too, and then comes the 7. But now 10-8 of spades also would come in too. Yeah, that would be anyways a gut shot flush draw. And now the guy with almost no aggression is doing that. He comes to that aggression in 22 hands, and when I was facing that moment or the bet, we can see here the guy has 4 chances and choose now one of it, and at that moment it was a 0-3, so there was no aggression at all and no 3 bets. A 45-23 guy normally has 3 bets or whatever. So after my check back at flop at turn, he's doing that at the river. And after all these crazy hands, I choose now to not go that. You can maybe let me know something in the comments if you think I made here a bad fold. I don't think so. They play very face up on NL2, NL5, NL10, up to whatever, NL100. So you see so much crazy stuff, which is just screaming all the time. I have these or that. Here we come to pocket eights in the blind war, which is then here a 3 bet, and I choose to do that. And now I still see an overpair, and we have here at that moment of action no c-bet, that is the c-bet, which is come in, and he chooses to do almost pot. He's betting here 20 blinds into that. The thing here is a 3-better, even if there's aces or whatever, or want to protect their hand, they most of the time choose much smaller bets. In that moment I think for myself, you know what, I beat all your flush draws, your ace kings and whatever you have. I don't care for that. No? So I jumped. Can I live with that? I don't know, man. I don't know. It can be also pocket fives. But the guy in that moment of that action, I thought it can't be a super strong hand. It took a while until I did not snap that. No? So, but yeah. We are facing here what? Guess what it is. The flush draw? No, it's pocket nines. Oh, yeah, indeed. So let's go quicker. I have here queen 10 off. A hand which I don't play that often, but we are sitting at the cutoff. Sure, I raise. So we get what? One caller. Okay, one caller so far. Do you remember the name? It is Uka Zapam. That is the guy with the set, no? Where we found out what? If you still remember that, then it will come to what? To a donk. Here with that donk, he comes to the 7. He have had indeed 6%, and his overall aggression rised a little bit, you could say. Yeah? So, but indeed, I do that what I do very often if someone donks. In this case now, I'm kind of bluffing with a backdoor flush draw, or at least 2 overcards, and the guy quickly chooses to call. And then indeed it comes for me pretty good. I have now top pair, and I get to see a flush draw, which I like, so I love it. Here the guy now quickly checks to me, and I think, you know what, now you get the big bet here at turn. Well, we see what you're doing. So the guy quickly calls, and then it comes to that river. And here now, boom, a block bet. A kind of block bet to see the river reveal. After all what you have seen now from me, what do you think I'm doing here? Okay, one time in my life I can be... I was here, I was checking the numbers at the river. River donks are not so many and all that stuff. Here the aggression is 33. Okay, it's a quite big number here. It gets it gets bigger now at the river. But yeah, finally I found at least just the call.
Yeah!
In this session, what we've seen now, I mean, I came to $50 so quick, so I completely ignored here so much and was not paying respect to anyone or anything, to any bets and this and that, and that is yeah, the outcome of it. No? Don't ignore this or that. If only I could do it, but that this guy gets another big thing at the flop and yeah, then is using them. No? So yeah, whatever. We have another thing to lose 8 stacks, whatever you see here, the red, so that is kind of spoilering, I know. So it comes here now to what? Let's check here something. Moment. Okay, I'm isolating here in that case 3.5 blinds. That's just one limper, and then it comes quickly to that 10 blinds. I do it 3.5 to that guy, boom, and look at that. He in 61 hands now comes to that 5.3, including that what he's doing there, and it's not choosing much of that. So, and in the small blind, the first time, 5 chances to do, 20%. So this is including that number here. No? So it's the first time that he's doing this. And we have here now that Limpy with 85.0 is doing what? Called super low chips. And I think, you know what? Nope. I will 4-bet. And I have seen here the numbers 44. Also, I could see it. Yeah, very low 3-bets, low raises and stuff. And I don't want to play then flop turn rivers. Now I would have done it with kings, with aces, and so on and so forth. And the guy chooses to jam. I'm very happy with that. And now here the caller guy is just doing that. So I just need to call. And the thing here now is pretty easy and simple. I will show before it goes to that board what we are facing in that moment of calling. I could call the entire stack there, which was great, no? But then the door card is there. So if we lose 7 or 8 stacks in almost 8 stacks in one session, which is just under, it was something like 900 hands. A little moment, please, and I can tell you how many it was. 910 hands this year happened. This is an okay, you know what I mean? This is an variance, so we are not losing all to this and that, but if something goes wrong in the session, it can be so much, which is then happening. I thought for myself I should stop at some point then, and this is one of them. This was one of the last hands then in the session, and the other session, the other hand, it was taking place at that moment. It was either, do you remember the flush or flush hand? Because of the sizes of the pot, it was now in that row happening. Also, moment, I have to go like that here. That is here that flush over flush situation. We see it at 4 of 12, but it was indeed almost the same time with the aces and the kings. So let's go to that hand again. It was almost at the same time. It was at the end of the session. So then I realized, okay, man, you know what? I'm not going to flops which are super nice with so many sets and getting coolered and just being lucky at the river. You remember the first hand here? The first hand was a thing with the queens. I get coolered and just lucky at the river to get a stack and have no sets and no other cool stuff. Very often we have it, then it happens in a row that we just making stacks and one stack one after the other. My best session was now something 12 stacks or so in just one go. That can happen too. So I quickly arrived at $50, and after all these winnings I was kind of blind, ignored too much. I just thought, hey man, here, let's boom. So yeah, I did enough to make it possible to lose almost 8 stacks. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's the outcome of don't ignore 100% signs. Don't try to be that arrogant and with this arrogant behavior, or I will win them all. Yeah, then it happens that we are down to 35 and 42 cents, which we see there. Yeah, guys, I can do now in the next sessions better stuff, I think, and I have to come to the take a breath and just do. Get your feet at the ground, we say, and then don't try to be that arrogant, pissing on everything, and it just don't work. So, yeah, talking to that guy, and hopefully for you that's a lesson too. Yeah, maybe you just won lots of stacks and you have whatever in the last 1 or 2 weeks $1,000. If you want to have the next $1,000, then yeah, do the same what I do. We will not ignore the 100% science, and if someone tries to fight, yeah, then we will find these numbers. But it's then most of the time not a 0 and not a 5% or 6 or 7%. Then if someone is attacking, then we see that in numbers. guys, I have to say thanks for watching. Hope you have had fun with that, and then don't forget here to subscribe. There will come now more videos and stuff like this, and then we will see in the next shorty, in the next video. Or if I then choose to double stream that it is on YouTube Live, then it comes to YouTube Live. No, that is something for the future. I don't do it now. I want to relive and get some more on YouTube, and then let's do it, guys. We can meet together in the evening or whenever you like to. I'm online 5 times a week, so guys, I have to say thanks. I'd say no here. Go with the coffee or whatever you have. Bye bye.